Well, I mean, I still haven't figured out how to just add it on to the previous recording. But anyway, so where were we? Have you tried any tips and tricks for yourself? So tell me also, okay, two questions. Have you tried anything? And is the social anxiety has always been like that high your whole life?
Yep.
So you have the typical like when you're there in a group of a few people, you can't be present. You're constantly thinking about what to say or if you're going to say the wrong thing. Is it like that?
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah. I uh like I feel like I may not be good enough. So
When is the first time you felt like you may not be good enough? Like if you had to think back, was there a time that's memorable that you felt like, oh shit, I don't feel like I fit in or I'm good enough?
a lot of times.
Is there a first time that stands out?
Uh, I don't remember.
Is there a worst time that stands out?
Worst time that stand out probably during COVID. When everyone is locked down, and I kind of got into like some sort of a community online. Talking
Yeah.
about business and stuff. And yeah, it's one of the time where I maybe spoke to a mentor, and you know um it makes me feel like I don't know anything.
What do you mean? Elaborate on that. I mean, a mentor hopefully is supposed to make you feel like you don't know anything. That's why they're your mentor. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it gave me a lot of insights, but like after a while, it makes me feel like, am I doing this right? Am I?
Doing what right?
Well,
Your job?
yeah, my job.
Okay, but again, your mentor and your manager, like I talk to so many of my
Yeah.
um, clients or even Asian clients or just in general clients who don't feel good asking their managers for help. Did you have that
Yeah.
problem?
Yeah. I don't know how to ask for help.
But I
I
don't I mean
rather.
I understand how people get like that, but it's like I think you have to understand that that's why they're your manager. And I have students the same way, like they're too anxious to go ask their teachers and I get it because they understand intellectually that like they're there to help, but physically they can't explain that.
Well, it's like on top of my mind. It's like always like if I ask for help, then like it feels like I'm not good for the job, and I may.
So, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. If you ask for help, it means that they shouldn't have hired you because you don't know what you're doing because why are you asking for help?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like you get a job so you can learn the job, right? At least at first. But even
Yeah.
still, in your job in life, you should be utilizing all the people that you have access to and asking them everything all the time for help.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how are you
Yeah.
going to get better? But I think
Yeah.
it's hard
Even
because,
even now, like I'm part of like a co-founder of a business. I still feel the same thing. Like I even like doubt myself sometimes, like that, which is why I went to my business partner the other day. I just like spoke to him about everything, and I told him about all this like self-doubt, imposter syndrome, all this. Like it feels like.
oh, wait, slow down. Self doubt and imposter syndrome. God, if I hear this word again, it became trendy in the past 10 years, I want to say. I don't know if
Yeah.
we had it so strong before. I don't know if it's like a social media thing or what the fuck, but what do you think
I,
it
I,
is?
I think it's a social media thing. So yeah.
Just fuck everybody?
Yeah, yes. But yeah, so I was telling him about all this, which is why like he's a really good friend of mine, and he just told me that um it's only me that is thinking about all these things.
You
But
say it's
it,
all in your head. Well, that doesn't matter because it's true that
yeah,
it's all in your head. But the truth
yeah.
is
So
that you
so
feel
of
like
course,
it's a reality.
yeah. So he told me that no, I could always like ask him for help if needed. Like don't have to feel that way. So like it kind of assured me
What
in a
kind of
way.
help? What kind of help is he offering? Like emotional
Um.
support?
Uh. Yeah. I think one thing that he asked me about was um do I have a support system? I told him I have nothing.
Have what?
Support system. Like when
You
dealing about my mental health, I say I have nothing.
Ooh, did
Yeah.
you get the thing I posted that my friend does? And he works with like a lot of hours, I think, from people from the other side of the country, from the other side of
Uh
the world, like
huh.
Philippines and stuff. I think because he's Filipino,
Oh.
so it's actually free online classes. I don't know if the time difference will be weird
Right.
or whatnot, but I'll send you the info too.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it kind of off offered to be like a support system or some, or even like introduce me to this like spiritual thing that he's been into. So I actually went because I don't know where to go to start. So which is why I asked the question, what do you think about spirituality and stuff like that? So that's another interesting experience where they I told them about what happened and stuff like that. So they kind of told me, my mom presence was around, and she did told me she was proud and stuff like that. I don't know how to process that. I
Why
hope
not? Why
I
not? What don't you know?
well because like
You
on the
know more than
spiritual
you think you know. You know that, right? I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. And that's what I end up telling like my students, my clients, they're all so smart, but they get stuck in this loop and then they just never give themselves enough credit. They never stop and be like, maybe I'm not that bad. It's like you guys are not that bad. Like I haven't heard anything to call you a bad son, a bad father. I know you're not perfect. People get angry, life happens, but like
yeah, yeah. So yeah, they so like I asked because it was a medium, so I asked the medium, like why did she had to suffer alone? And the answer I got was because she didn't want us to be worried.
the typical self-sacrificing motherly thing they do.
Yeah. And like yeah, I was yeah, I just miss her a lot.
I know. And have you tried to do anything to commemorate her? Like, do you think about what is your spiritual thinking about it?
Well,
Buddhist or Christian?
oh, the one that I went was the Buddhist side. So
Oh no, I'm saying just
it,
like in your own mind and thoughts, how do you perceive the afterlives?
I hope she's in heaven.
I'm certain she is.
Yeah, but I think I like one part that they told me about the other day when I was in the temple was I have to let her go. I have to live in the present, not the past.
Oh God, say it again. Say that again.
I, I have to let her go. I have to live in the present, not the past.
But you
If
can
not,
do
I
that in your, keep going.
if
Continue.
if not, I'm the one that will be pulling her back from reincarnation.
Are you that powerful, sir? I didn't know you were that powerful.
Yeah.
Well, I think we do have to let go. And people
Yeah.
oftentimes, when it comes to these things, they confuse grieving and letting go. They confuse it with forgetting, right? You feel like if you let go, what?
Yeah, I would forget her.
But how can you forget her? Who's forgetting their mom, bro? Who's forgetting their mom?
Yeah.
So what can you do to actually not forget her? And that's what I always tell people. Some people are like, no, I'm good. Some people are like, all right, every week we're going to do this thing, or every month, or every holiday, nobody's forgetting mom.
Yep. Like it's also like I like let's say if she was there, I know she was, as a mother, she's always worried about all three of us and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to work on myself.
You want to what yourself?
I want to work on myself. I wouldn't want to her to worry, and let's say if she do, reincarnate or whatever, that'd be great.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could very well happen. We don't know.
Yeah.
Either she's up there or over there, but she's somewhere. And the point is, like don't think of it as that energy gone, just different, and you choose what you want to do with that. That is yours, and that's why I always tell people you're more powerful than you think you are. You know what I mean? So you have to, if your whole life you've been anxious, your default setting is now anxious. So it takes a lot of work to do away with that. And again, you and I can meet every couple of weeks and see, and just check in, and I can
Yeah.
give you some tips and tricks. But essentially, it's the same thing I say in my other videos. You have to really start to not feel guilty for doing things, because a lot of times when people are always guilty, oh, I wasn't a good son, or I wasn't a good husband, or I wasn't a good this, then they just live bitterly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So it's most of it is it's in the daily small things that people oftentimes neglect, which is you get up, you take care of yourself when you get ready, you eat something good and healthy, and you like do a little workout, and you tend to yourself before you go tend to your wife and kids, and you give yourself love, or you don't have shit to give. There's nothing there. You can't pour from an empty cup. We keep seeing all these memes and things about it. It's true. You
mhm.
can't run on empty fumes. I always tell my students, you can't run with no fuel, because people get stressed out. They get in their work, and kids are always going to be there. They're always going to take up all of your time. So if you don't carve that time out somehow, even if it's just 15, 20 minutes a day, then
Yep.
you're going to build some resentment. It has to, hopefully it's more than 15, 20 minutes a day. Hopefully you're getting a support group. You're going out for your Tuesday night axe throwing. That's what I want to do here. They have a
Yeah.
place. So you got
Okay.
to find something random to do, and then start to trust yourself. Be open with the social anxiety. The only way we can really beat that is to start being open. That person we're so afraid of being, you start being that, and you're testing your audience at this point. Like you're again, whoever wants to stay can stay. Whoever wants to go can go. You should not be living your whole life trying to see what others want your response to be, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, I get it.
Do you feel like you've lived like that? Like trying to be in the social settings and trying to guess what people want you to say and then say that? Or how do you interact in your social groups when you're in a group of a few people talking?
Well, of course, unless they are not close, then I feel I'm more free there. You know, I could act however I want. They won't judge me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but life gets busy. We don't get to hang out more. They have their own problems. They have their own kids. So yeah,
Yeah, but that's not like you're going to hang out every day. You can go to
yeah,
lunch and beer.
yeah.
And again, people that you like, you should never be working harder than the other person in the friendship, relationship. You shouldn't always be reaching out. But again, sometimes when people are very anxious,
I
they do more of the work, and they or they do no work because they think they're going to be a burden if they reach out, or they're going to bother somebody. They don't want to inconvenience people. You're
That's
nodding your
happening at
head,
work.
huh?
That's happening at work.
What's happening?
That
Oh, like you're
what
not
you
asking for help?
yeah, what you just said, that's happening at work because my good friend
Which
is also
one?
my
I say a lot of things. Which one are you talking about?
uh getting anxious, feeling like a burden if I ask for help. It's not fair to dump my problems to them.
Well, okay. So I'm glad you brought that up, because another reoccurring thing, and why I even decided to, again, kind of do this free world therapy shit, is because I'm always repeating myself and I'm always
Yeah.
saying the same things to people. So I'm like, everybody's having the same problem. I need to talk to the world on a global scale because everybody's having the same problem.
Yep.
So when it comes to asking for help, it's different at work, but in general, when asking for help or asking for emotional support or social support from your friends, your lovers, your parents, whoever, you have to know your audience. You need to know, some people don't want to be bothered. They have their own shit, their minds are full. Some people are happy to deal with your shit. But usually people, and some people, you have to ask them. Ideally, you always want to ask. You always want to ask, like, hey, do you have time to listen? And then you also want to clarify, I don't need any advice. I just want you to listen, because some people are quick to want to fix everything. So you have to really clarify. You have to say, hey, you have to know your audience. Some friends are happy to help. Some friends don't want to be bothered. Some friends sometimes want to be bothered. But when people are highly anxious, they assume nobody wants to be bothered. So they don't get to find the friends who actually want to be bothered. Like, I'm a friend that wants to be bothered, as you can see. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Right? I want to be bothered. And I'm sure I'm not the
Yeah.
only one. So find the people that want to be bothered. Oftentimes they like to work for free, as I apparently do. So,
Yeah.
like, use your
Yeah.
resources. It exists. There's online shit.
Yeah.
The change your algorithm thing that I'll send you.
I even find it hard to even like share to my wife, even up to like the other day when I just told her no, when I have to go to the temple. I didn't even told her shit. I only told her I'll be back home late. That's it. And only up to when I came home, then I told her what happened.
Oh, with everything, with you when you kind of had a moment.
Everything. Because
What did she?
again,
What did?
the thing is I don't want her to worry, all these things happen. So
But why do we think everybody's so weak? People have their shit. They can handle it. If anything, it could help bring you closer. But again, a lot of cultures teach us to hide everything. Some of our family cultures, and forget like the ethnic culture. I'm talking about, when I say family culture, I'm talking about any family, any ethnicity, any race that might be very open in their family, and they tell their kids everything. Like, when, I'm talking about very kind of dysfunctional families where there's abusive and they're cheating, and they tell the kids everything. Other cultures, family cultures, like to really hide everything. You
nothing.
say nothing.
Nothing.
You know nothing. You're like, what's
Yeah.
happening here? Is anybody home?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
And yeah, there was nothing like, even from within my family, there was nothing, like there's no one talking about the problems and stuff like that. And
but that's so
oh, I just
typical. That's so typical, right? So what happens when we don't talk about our problems? Your kids don't know how to deal with their problems. I mean, emotional problems.
exactly.
Again, they know how to go to school, do well. They know how to go to work and do well. Well, not in your case. If you have high social anxiety, it's hard to function anywhere. Um,
Yeah.
And that's why I'm going to become the social assassin. I'm really good with socializing things, and I'm going to maybe put on a free seminar for you guys on how to socialize or something. You can come in
Yeah.
and we can practice. You can be practice
Sure.
socialization person.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So another thing that I just remember, it popped up. Like when I was in the temple, they asked me to reach out to my dad, and he could
What's
be the
up
one
with your
that's suffering
dad?
the
I
most.
mean, I know we're already going on 40 minutes, but tell us a little bit about your dad before we. I'll have to bring you back. I think this is going to be a
I-
longer
I-
story.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not that close to my dad. Um, I'm more of a mommy's boy. So yeah, he's always around. He worked a lot, to take care of the family, three boys. He's the breadwinner of the family. So whenever my dad's involved, you fucked up.
Whenever your dad's what?
No, whenever my dad's involved, that's when I know I fucked up. That sort of thing.
Are you saying that whenever he comes around, it means you're in trouble?
Yep.
Ah, okay, got it.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah. So I'm not really close to him. I don't talk to him about my problems and stuff like that. And like
But
this.
that's so typical with fathers, right? What were you
Yeah.
gonna say? Finish your thought.
And no, they just brought it up to me during the temple, is that he could be the one that was suffering the most out of this whole ordeal,
Oh,
and he's he also don't know how to reach out. So, uh,
oh, okay. So which parent is that? That's your dad. They're not reaching out. You learned that from someone.
yep.
So now where are you guys at?
I haven't spoke to him yet.
Do you plan
I,
to?
yes.
When's the last time you talked to him? Or how did that go?
Well, I just talked to him about a lot of surface level stuff. I don't talk to him anything in depth.
About what?
A lot of surface level stuff only.
Oh,
Like,
oh. So you do talk normally about that kind of stuff.
yeah, but
So it's
it's
not like you
never.
don't speak at all. It's just not meaningful conversation.
Yes, because he's the only family that I have left in the country, retiring soon. Um, so yeah, I try to get him to, because right now I'm staying with my in-laws, so I'm staying with my wife now. So and yeah, so get him to come often to visit his grandson. So I see that he's very happy when he's with his grandson. So I try to invite him and get him to come by
That's
more
good.
often.
Okay, so you're at least on that level. Do you feel like, do you feel like, especially after losing your mom, do you feel some pressure to kind of like connect with him or something?
um no, actually.
That's okay.
I'm just
You know,
drowning myself. I was just drowning myself in grief. I like, I
does
just.
he, do you feel like he has any desire to connect with you more? Because when and we talk
Yes.
about, he does.
Yes. I think he was the one that like, of course, the only time that like I get him to come out, like, is always like during his birthdays and stuff like that. At least I do my part as a son. But nowadays I tried, because my wife is the one that told me, maybe I should like invite my dad more often. Get.
Okay, so I'm going to be making this spiel about parents a lot. It's like we always talk about parents, but they're doing their best, right? They didn't know, nobody held space for anybody's feelings, so they don't know how to do it for you. Each generation either learns to do it for the next one or doesn't. And hopefully you can learn it for your son, and I'll help you with that. But I think we always, it's hard because our caretakers do, affect how we relate to the world, and that's important. So it might be very healing for you to kind of build something with him. And again, you're an adult now, so you don't need a father, but maybe you can have a support system of another adult, which happens to be your dad, and you can have a new relationship with him, which doesn't have to be this like, why were you not this kind of dad, but just kind of like, what are we now?
Yeah.
And again, you can test it out because I don't know him. I don't know what kind of person he is. So it just depends of, again, maybe we can talk about that on another.
He's a very quiet person, and my mom always complains about him, like he like whenever he was being treated badly, he never complains and stuff like that. So my mom always talks shit about him, So
Wait, who never complained?
My dad.
What do you
So
mean?
he just take in everything.
Oh, so where did you learn that from?
My dad. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait to. I'm gonna do a segment called where I just want people to call in and tell me which parent is that, of what trait they have and which parent they got it from.
Yeah.
Or both. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's random. Well, Kenneth, it was such a pleasure to have you, and
thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing. I mean, that was very. I mean, I'm so lucky to have you guys, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do my work. It's only because of you guys that I'm good at my job, because I've been open and people have trusted me with their stories, and that's the only reason. I'm nothing without you guys.
Yeah.
And wait, did we talk about? You're awesome. Did we talk about what tools you tried? No, for your social anxiety. No. Okay, we're gonna be here for another hour. Go. Wait, what time is it over there?
9:16 in the morning.
Have you been up anxious all night, standing in front of the computer, waiting for this experience?
I slept really well because I was working till 2 in the morning, trying to finish up my work that I had to submit today.
Can you do me a favor and get some help from your supervisor at work this week?
Oh.
Can you go ask for help from your mentor? I'm not joking. That's your homework.
Okay.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
When was the last time you asked for help? Have you ever asked for help from him? Never?
No. Because we are co-founders, so of the business. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like a superior position all this time.
No. In a way, I respected him.
So he's a mentor / co-founder. You guys should be working each other out for that knowledge. I mean, did you see the Yes Theory podcast with Matt and Thomas?
Not yet. I wanted to, but I was pretty caught up with work. So
don't worry, mine is better. Just kidding. No, it's really good. And I think, you guys can learn from that. And, it's a nice, open, honest conversation because, again, everybody's dealing with this shit. That's why, when me and Matt did the podcast, it was so nice to see so many people just saying the simple thing of like, it's so nice to see people that you admire going through the same shit. I think that was what's very powerful for people, because oftentimes people think they're the only ones that are going through it,
Yeah.
So will you come back and tell us you made up with your dad and now you guys are one big happy family? No, just kidding. But no, but you take it at your own pace. There's nothing urgent here, right? So you can start to just see how he is as a person outside of you maybe have some resentment there. You can just not look at him as a dad for a while and look at him as an individual who tried his best coming up in. Do you know anything about his background? I mean, you know something, so tell us a little bit.
Well, Well, for starters, the only time I seen him cry was during the funeral,
How was
and I
that?
don't, I don't even know how to comfort him. I was just being there, just there. It was a weird experience. I never seen him like that. So when he was sharing to family members about what happened and how she passed, and like he just every single time he shared it.
Yeah, so, as he should. That's an appropriate response. It's just
Yeah,
for you, it was so foreign because you were used to not seeing him talk or do
yeah,
anything.
yeah. It was weird.
I hear that so much too. People saying everybody remembers the first time they remember their dad crying. It's such a memorable moment in people's lives. It's so funny.
Yeah,
Men can cry
yeah,
or not. Like, do whatever the fuck you want in life. Do you,
yeah. So okay. So back to the topic about like what have I done for the social anxiety? I don't think I've done anything about it.
You've just been rolling through life socially anxious for 35 years.
Just getting all the punches, bottling everything up into the bottle, and
Well,
it broke the.
today's your lucky day, Kenneth. That shit's going to come to a stop. But you're
Right,
going to have to do the work, which is when you're out at an outing, you don't hide in the corner. You actually go in there and say, fuck it. I'm going to interject and I'm going to interrupt somebody like I always do because I'm a bad person. and,
right.
and interject and say your opinion and don't worry about somebody rejecting you. And it's in those experiences when you see people accepting you after you make a mistake or after you get mad at them and you see they're still there, those are the people you want around anyway, right? Fuck the rest. Can you say fuck the rest, Kenneth?
Yeah, fuck the rest. Yeah.
Wait, I was going to learn how to do this thing. Let me see if I can do a banner. Create a banner. Add banner.
Yeah.
Wait, how do I get it off? Okay, we don't have to get it off. But honestly, thank you so much. We'll talk more. So you can always ask me, and we'll talk a little bit more. I have to run to another appointment. But any
Oh,
final words for the 14 viewers we have?
oh, we do have viewer. Hi.
Well,
um.
not now, but I think that's the number of viewers I have in my head. So
All right. Just quick one, just to recap. Not what do I have to do? Yeah, fuck the rest, and ask for help from my friend slash partner, business partner.
and from whoever, and from your wife. And I think, oh, you're frozen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go. I think another thing that I actually really like that I saw on some meme or some video or somebody talking was like with your partners, you guys are stressed, you're tending to your daily lives. Um, you need to sometimes very much communicate like, oh, I'm not doing too good today. I only have like 30% energy. Can you like pick up the rest? And you should be able to have this conversation with each other all the time. Um, and
Awkward
it shouldn't
smile.
be a hard. You look so what?
Awkward smile. No.
Why do you look so terrified? Okay, we'll have to have you back to have a marital session
Yeah.
then next time.
Right. All right.
Um, so fuck the rest and what else? What was the final goodbye?
Ask for help. Was it from my
Ask for
partner?
help. Try
Yeah.
try to feel comfortable in your friend groups. Do you have friends outside of your partner and your wife?
Um. Not a lot. Just a handful. Yeah. Just a few.
Maybe pick up a
Also
new
have
hobby.
some reaction from work.
So listen, like let's be very realistic. Like it's very nice that we talked today, but it's not like shit's gonna change, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have to really start to dedicate yourself mostly into your head because a lot of that negative self-talk is probably worse than anything else. So you have to start to manage that. Do you exercise?
I stopped, unfortunately, when I started
Where did you?
started the business, and didn't really have time for that. Didn't really have the funds for that. I
You can do it at home with like a YouTube video. I can send you a channel that I like. It's called Fitness Blender. It's like this
right.
husband and wife team. I don't know if they're good people, but they seem to be. But I used to use them all the time. They have the guy there. I think they're married. So the guy does guy stuff, the girl does girl stuff. And
Right.
it's
Okay.
it's like 15, 20 minutes a
Yeah.
day. It changes your mood. It changes your brain chemistry. It's not for physical health. It's for mental health.
Yeah.
I should
And
do
I
a,
gotta
I'm gonna
probably
do
gotta restart the breathing technique that I learned on Wim Hof's channel.
the one where Matt had a seizure. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I watched the the show.
We were at lunch today. We were talking about that with Des and Matt earlier today, where
Wow.
I don't know what we were talking about, but I was like, "Oh yeah, what was that all about?" And I guess they had debated cutting it out of the edit, but his brother was like, "Nah, keep it."
Yeah, I think that was a
It looked fucking
cool.
scary. We were like, "Are you okay, bro?" But I guess it happens, and it's not really
Yeah.
that, But you should always be under professionals' care when doing shit to your body. That's my
Oh,
public service announcement. All right,
okay.
Kenneth. So yeah, go out there. You're a lovely person. You're a beautiful soul. Thank you so much for sharing your story. You're fucking amazing, and I'm definitely gonna, be here for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All right, and let's exit the premises, people. Thanks for watching. I don't know what to say when I exit out, like fucking.